This video will show you how to construct some basic spirograph designs that we'll use for the strobe experiment. So with a basic spirograph set, you'll be given a couple of markers, an outer disc, an outer ring, and various sizes of inner discs. That can also be used on the outside, but for this experiment we're going to be using them on the inside of this ring. If you grab this circular piece, you'll also be given some white tacky putty. Grab a small piece, doesn't have to be very large. And what you're going to do is take that outside ring and put it towards one side of your paper. And you're going to take that putty and you're going to break it into 3 or 4 parts and then distribute that on the back of the ring that we'll use to secure this piece in place so that it doesn't slip when we're drawing the patterns on the inside. It's really important to make sure that this is stable. So we're going to put it towards one side and we're going to press down nice and hard so that it doesn't slip. Now we're given different choices for sizes, and it doesn't really matter which ones you use. You can experiment with different combinations, but for this I'm just going to grab one here and show you the basic way of doing this. And you can pick either color, blue or red. I would use one color for the first design and a different color for the second. It gives an interesting effect when you spin it. And what we'll do is we will pick one of the small circles on this inside disc. We'll put our pen inside firmly. And what we're going to do is really focus on keeping your pen to the paper and keeping the inside gear pressed to the teeth on the outer ring. And if you do that, it really allows for a nice smooth pattern to come about without any slipping. And sometimes this takes a little practice. For some people it doesn't come as easy. So when you're done, you should have something like this, and this is a good one because it gives us a nice idea of what our center is. And I'm going to grab a different size wheel for this next one, and I'm going to use a different color. So again, I'll pick one of the circles inside this smaller gear, and I'm going to once again push to the outside, not allowing it to slip, and going around this until I have completed the entire pattern. And you'll see the pattern reconnect with its original, with its starting point, and at that point your pattern is finished. Now you can take some markers when you're finished with this and color this in different ways, and that gives it a nice effect as well. But what we'll do is take this outer ring off, and what we need to do is center this design as best we can in the center of a CD. And so what I'll do is I'll overlay the CD, and I'm going to try to find the center of that disc and line it up with the center of that design, and then I'm going to trace around my CD like this so that I can continue this pattern if I'd like to expand on what I already have and color in the design that was created with the spirograph. I would use some nice saturated colors, maybe leave one area blank and some of the areas colored, and then feel free to fill in the rest of this with any other design that you choose as well. But this just gives us a nice nested radially symmetrical figure to work with on the strobe activity. And what we'll do is when you're finished with this, cut it out, and then you will tape it to the top of a blank CD using some small pieces of transparent tape.